Most men never realize that the reason she can't stop thinking about certain men isn't because they are the richest, it's the most charming, or the best looking, but because these men carry themselves in a way that quietly demands respect without asking for it. They hold a certain calmness, a presence that doesn't seek validation or approval. And this creates a tension that lingers in her mind long after the conversation ends. It's not about trying to prove yourself to her, or showing her how good of a guy you are, or constantly reassuring her that you're interested. In fact, the more you do these things, the less she feels the need to think about you, because you've already handed her certainty on a silver platter. Certainty kills curiosity, and without curiosity, there is no attraction. You want her to think about you constantly? To replay every word you said and every moment you shared, it requires you to give her space to wonder. You give her just enough warmth to feel seen and valued, but not so much that she feels like she has conquered your attention fully. She should feel like your attention is something that she is earning, that her effort is required to keep your focus, not because you are playing games, but because your life is full, your standards are high, and your time is valuable. This energy creates a shift in her mind, making her question, does he like me as much as I like him? And this question, this uncertainty, is what keeps her mind coming back to you. She starts checking her phone for your texts. She replays your conversations. She notices when you are online, and she feels the need to put in effort. This is not manipulation. This is simply living with self-respect, creating tension and understanding. The reality of desire, attraction, isn't built on how much you give. It's built on what you choose to withhold with intention, not ego. Most men believe they can earn a woman's interest by over-delivering, by pouring out attention, compliments, and availability, hoping she will see their worth. But in reality, this constant giving removes the very tension that creates desire. When something is easily accessible, it loses its value. The truth is, women don't deeply invest in what is handed to them without effort. They invest in what challenges them, in what makes them feel they are earning access to your time, energy, and softer sides. It's not about being cold or distant, but about showing that your attention is not guaranteed just because she's attractive. You're qualifying her, subtly letting her feel that you have standards and that you are observing if she aligns with your world. This shift creates a dynamic where she feels she needs to step up to hold your attention, to keep your interest, to earn your presence. You're not rude. You're composed, calm, and clear about your boundaries. And this creates a quiet pull she feels, even if she doesn't fully understand why. Sometimes she may feel confused or even challenged, thinking, why wasn't he trying harder to impress me? This confusion creates emotional tension, and that tension creates emotional investment. You are not another man trying to win her over. You are the man she feels she needs to win over. The man who isn't chasing her, but who she feels the need to chase. When you maintain this energy, it naturally filters out women who are not serious, or who are only interested in easy validation, leaving only those who are genuinely drawn to your presence and your standards. This is how you build attraction that lasts. Certainty feels safe. It rarely creates the kind of deep, lingering attraction that keeps you on her mind. It's the subtle uncertainty you allow her to feel that becomes addictive. When a woman feels like she can't fully figure you out, and she senses that your attention is warm yet scarce, she starts to think about you in a different way. Instead of seeing you as another man eager to please, she begins to see you as a challenge, someone whose presence must be earned. Someone whose validation is worth something. This slight unpredictability becomes a story she tells herself. Puzzle she feels compelled to solve. She might catch herself replaying your conversations, wondering why you didn't text first, questioning whether she said something wrong, or overthinking the last moment you shared. All of these thoughts keep her emotionally invested in you because they stir her curiosity, and curiosity is the fuel of attraction. It is not about playing games or pretending to be someone you are not. It is about living your life with purpose, and not making her the center of your world immediately. When you stay calm and detached from the outcome, when you are genuinely indifferent to whether she stays or goes because you are secure in yourself, that's when she feels it the most. She senses that you are not afraid to lose her, and that makes her want to win you. She starts to look for signs that you care. She begins to chase moments with you. She starts to crave the feeling of being around you, hoping for small hints of affection and approval. This dynamic allows her to invest, to feel like she is part of your world, not because you need her there, but because she wants to be there. And that is what keeps you on her mind. Asterisk, most men try so hard to appear perfect, thinking it will make them more desirable, but what they don't realize is that perfection often feels empty. Women aren't searching for a flawless man who is eager to prove himself at every moment. They are drawn to a man who feels real, a man who carries a quiet confidence and isn't afraid to be unpolished around her. It is often the man who seems a little rough around the edges, who doesn't try to hide every flaw, who shows potential without desperately seeking validation. That becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. When you live by your own standards and aren't afraid to stand by them, you show her that your life has purpose beyond impressing her. You communicate without words that you will not bend your reality just to fit into hers, and this creates a level of respect that cannot be manufactured through overgiving or over-explaining. Ironically, the less you try to win her, the more she feels the desire to win you. She feels the need to step into your world, to meet you at your level, to see if she can hold your interest. You become a mission, something she invests in emotionally, because she senses that you are not a man who needs to be chosen, but a man who is worth choosing. She imagines the potential of what you could become, not because you are broken, but because you are authentic and living a story worth being part of. She feels the excitement of unpredictability when she is around you, the subtle tension that keeps her wondering what you think of her, what you feel about her, and what the next moment together will hold. This keeps her emotionally engaged, pulling her back into your orbit without you needing to chase her, making you unforgettable. Asterisk high value isn't about trying to convince her that you're worth choosing. It's about knowing that you are, and letting your actions presence. And calm energy, communicate that without words. Most men think that constantly proving themselves and giving more will make her stay, but it only removes the tension that keeps her curious. The truth is, women crave a man who gives just enough to spark interest, but not enough to fully satisfy that curiosity. When she feels like she needs to earn your time, your attention, and your deeper layers, she invests more into you emotionally and mentally, often without even realizing it. She finds herself wanting to know what you're thinking, wondering what your intentions are, questioning how you feel about her. And it makes her replay moments in her mind, analyzing your words, your tone, your silence. When you live in your lane, moving with purpose, not making her the center of your world, but inviting her into it, you create a pull she feels every time she thinks of you. You let her wonder about what's next, letting her feel the anticipation of seeing you again instead of flooding her with constant attention. This doesn't mean you withhold warmth or act cold, but you allow her to feel the contrast between your presence and your calm detachment when you're not around. And that contrast is what keeps her coming back. Most men were taught to be predictable and always available, but predictability kills desire. It's the subtle tension, the pauses, the slight unpredictability paired with your grounded energy that makes you the story she wants to keep reading. She becomes invested not because you're chasing her, but because you've become the kind of man whose value she recognizes, whose presence she feels, and whose absence she notices deeply, making you unforgettable.